Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed. So, on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor, hit that like button. Also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to our YouTube bridge. We're always on the lookout for like-minded captains where we can share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. Captains, we only got one blog to go over. We already did an update vid a couple hours ago, actually this morning. Should have waited a little longer, but this actually deserves its own update vid, in my opinion. But as we normally do here, we're going to go over the blog, drop the two ECs, and then at the end give our conclusion. But I have one thing to say. Finally, two bridges that I've been waiting for a year, maybe 2 years now, we're finally going to be getting them. So here we go. 3 brand new Starship bridges will be available to captains on PC and later on console, of course, with the launch of Incursion. So the 2 bridges here, we already know what they are, because this bridge here in the middle was from the Miranda, or they're calling it the Miranda, and it's from the tutorial. And we are also getting the Odyssey bridge, if I'm not mistaken, along with a new Klingon bridge. So let's go to the blog here quickly. Again, 3 new Starship bridges available on PC with the launch of Star Trek Online Incursion. So it's time to boldly go in style. As part of the launch of Star Trek Online Incursion, 3 new bridges interiors will be available for Star Trek Online players on PC and of course later on console. These 3 bridges will be available to anyone who has purchased or purchases their equivalent ships. So that is awesome. So here, Miranda Bridge. Yes! First up, the new Miranda class bridge from the tutorial. Not only will this bridge be available right after the tutorial in your brand new tough little ship, but it'll also be available on most Federation starships. And this bridge was amazing looking. It was not too big, not too small. It was just right. And I'm finally glad we're gonna be getting it. This has been a question for the last year, 2 years, asked over and over when we're getting, and apparently the only hang up was they did not put like a ready room where we could go into and we can have our account. I'm like, I don't really care about that. I just want the bridge, you know. But I will say I'm not a captain that spends a lot of time on the bridge, but regardless, it's just nice to have. And this indeed is a bridge that is just awesome looking, and I'm glad that I'm going to be able to put that on most, if not all, of my Federation ships, because it does look beautiful. Of course, the dev there did an awesome job. Nick did an awesome job on all these, so shout out to you, Nick. We had him here on the bridge, and we just praise him for all the work that he's done, and he was very kind enough to show us also the kind of the behind the scenes of work from like progression when he was here, and that was really good. So I'll probably link that video in the description below there. But yes, finally, it's gonna be awesome. I did make one little sort of jab at it, just a fun jab. The captain's chair and the chairs here, they kind of remind me of my mom's salon chair. Just saying, that's it. But other than that, everything's awesome. Like the L cars, everything here just looks good. So next up, the Yorktown Bridge. Funny they didn't put an image of that here, but the brand new Yorktown Bridge, as seen in several recent episodes of Star Trek Online, will be available to anyone who owns or purchases any of the following ships. So the Odyssey, this is all going to essentially all the Odyssey class starships. So we'll go through them here. The Odyssey Tactical Cruiser, the Odyssey Science Cruiser, the Odyssey Operations Cruiser, and of course these are T5s, the Odyssey Tactical Cruiser, Science, Operations again, Legendary Command Dreadnought Cruiser, Operations Star Cruiser, all of these are T6 versions. And of course you have the Terran Lexington Dreadnought Cruiser. I don't know why they have that double, but sure. And then Odyssey Star Cruiser. Now, everyone's going to actually have access to the Miranda Bridge, because our first ship as you start as a Federation is the Miranda. So everyone's going to have this bridge, and I think it's going to be awesome as an updated bridge to give to all your ships. But the Yorktown Bridge is only going to be for all the Odyssey family line. So, and here, the Katinga Bridge. Kind of surprising that we're getting this. So the bridge of Chancellor Laurel's personal flagship. This bridge will be available to anyone who owns or purchases any of the following ships. So the D7 Miracle Worker Flight Deck Carrier, the Kelvin Timeline D7 Heavy Destroyer, D7 Temporal Battlecruiser, the Katinga Battlecruiser refit, the Fleet Katinga Battlecruiser retrofit T5U, and just the regular one, Fleet Katinga Battlecruiser retrofit, the Katinga Battlecruiser retrofit, and the legendary D7 Intel Battlecruiser. So we actually, we have this. I think we have this one too, I believe. But regardless, I don't care. We got that one. It's a good looking bridge. It's awesome. It's a little on the big side, I think. I think the Miranda one is a little bit more proportioned. The Yorktown Bridge is a beautiful bridge, I think. Too bad they didn't put a picture and image of that here, but again, we'll actually link the videos we did on that when that was released. They're of course in the description below. But finally, gonna get that. Again, I'm not a huge person that goes on the bridge, but just to know that I haven't. Years ago, they released the Galaxy Bridge interior, and that was absolutely beautiful. They did such a good job. I wish they would do more of this. They did sadly say that they won't be doing this in the near future in terms of like its own release, unless it's being worked on for like a featured mission. So I would pay for a Sovereign Bridge. I'd pay for an NX Bridge. Those bridges look awesome. TMP, from the TMP, oh dear Lord, that would just be awesome. But again, I get it, but then I don't get it. The bridge is almost like the central command center, and some people do spend a lot of time. They're on their bridges there, and just for the sake of just being on there. And there's times that I do actually go on my Galaxy Bridge because I actually paid, I think, 2,000 Z for that. No regrets whatsoever, even though I don't go on it much. But it's just nice to have. I think it's just money being left on the table, but I think how they see it is just how much time is actually invested in putting into that. And you know, again, shout out to our dev again, like Nick, who does a great job, like again, aka Tumor Boy. I'm pretty sure, just like Thomas, he did put a lot of his personal time into this project just to make sure that we would get this. You know, it's a long time coming, but you know, I'm glad we actually have it. And this bridge is again going to be probably one of my personal favorites going into when we get it. I'm going to probably put all my bridges just to set to that. Some of the still bridges that we have, like of course Voyager Bridge is still really good, but it's just nice to have a variety of the bridges. And of course, I only have 3 Klingon characters. The revamp or the bridge that they gave us before, the new one, that is actually a really good one too. And now it's actually free. So the gesture of this being free, totally appreciated. They didn't have to do this. They could have charged us. Oh, I'm pretty sure that the pitchforks would have come out from the personal quarters there of every captain if they decided to charge us. I'm still sure people would have bought it, but still a huge surprise that they're just giving this us for free. So again, huge shout out to Tumor Boy, aka Nick. Thank you for all the work that you put into this. It is well appreciated, and sir, you deserve more praise because the work is just absolute. I can't praise it enough because one, he's an excellent dev. He loves his work, he takes pride in his work, and it shows, in my opinion. So I will stop because I'm about to change my uniform because these are awesome that we're having them. So do us a favor, captains, that's the end of this video. That's the only thing that we had to go over here in terms of the Stone news here for today, or the updates. So do us a favor again, hit that like button, comment below. What bridge would you pay for that you saw on screen here in Star Trek Online? And also consider subscribing again to the YouTube bridge if you're not subscribed already. And we will leave this on this note.
Live long and prosper.